Hello, welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some common mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
Not only I am an English teacher, but also I'm a language learner.
It's not correct to say, not only I am an English teacher, but also I am a language learner. Why not? Well, after not also, we have to use an inverted structure. That's when you use a question structure. That's right, we have to use a question structure after not only. So we have to say, not only am I. Am I? That's a question structure. And we need to use this after not only. It's correct to say, not only am I an English teacher, but also I am. We have to move also. We have to put also after am. So we say, but I am also a language learner. The position of also is important. It has to be after the verb to be. It has to be after am. I am also. So now complete. It's correct to say, not only am I an English teacher, but I'm also a language learner. Example, he's very intelligent, and he's a good cook. So I can say, not only is he intelligent, but he's also a good cook. We notice the question structure after not only. Not only is he intelligent. I cannot say not only he is. I have to use the question structure. Not only is he. Not only is he intelligent, but he's also a good cook. We see the position of also is after the verb to be. It's after is. But he is, but he's also a good cook. Let's practice. Tell me about this guy. Is he intelligent? Is he a good cook? That's right. Not only is he intelligent, but he's also a good cook. Very good. This is also not correct.
Hi, Jeffy, from Haiti. Nice.
Haiti? I think the country is Haiti, and it's pronounced Haiti, not Haiti. Maybe she's speaking another language. I'm not sure. But in American English, we say Haiti. Pronounce the H. Hey. Use a long A like say and pay. Hey. The T changes to a fast D. Haid. Haiti. Haiti. We pronounce the name of this country Haiti. Example, I've never been to Haiti. What about you? Have you ever been to Haiti? Very good. See, this is also not correct.
Hi from Portugal.
The country is not pronounced Portugal. Maybe she's speaking Portuguese, I don't know. But in American English, the word is Portugal. We pronounce the T with the ch sound because we have TU. We usually do that. When you have TU in the middle of the sentence, we say ch, like nature and natural. So we say Portugal. Use the ch sound like chicken. Portugal. And I've never been to Portugal either. Have you ever been to Portugal? Very good. But this is also not correct.
Or if you need to perfect and master the language.
I cannot say you need to perfect and master the language. Perfect is the adjective. Something can be perfect. The house is perfect. But she's not using the adjective. She's using the verb. And the verb is pronounced differently. We say perfect. We move the stress to the second syllable. The verb is perfect. And the adjective is perfect. So it's correct to say you need to perfect and master the language. Again, perfect is the verb. Let's practice. I would say the house is perfect. What do you think? Is the house perfect? That's right, the house is perfect. And he's trying to perfect his skills. Let's practice. What is he trying to do? Is he trying to perfect his skills? That's right, he's trying to perfect his skills. The verb is perfect. This is also not correct.
First of all, some stories about my experience.
I cannot say some stories. Stories? She means stories. Stories with the or sound, like floor and more. Store. Stories. Stories. Make the or sound like this. Start the sound here, store. Then move forward to the R sound. Stories. Stories. Example, she's telling them a story. Let's practice. What is she doing? Is she telling them a story? That's right, she's telling them a story. This is also not correct.
On August 5th, Good. Alessia, on August 5th. Ooh, you must be a Leo, right?
August? You must be a Leo? What's a Leo? Ah, she means Leo. It's one of the zodiac signs. Leo. If you're born within these months, you are a Leo. Remember, it's countable. We say a Leo. Use the long E like green beans. Leo. Leo. You're not a lion, you're a Leo. So he was born within these dates. So that means he's a Leo. Let's practice. Is he a Leo? That's right, he's a Leo, not a Leo. Now let's learn about some prepositions.
Now I want you to remember this, guys. Forever. If this is a holiday, Easter, Christmas, Eid, whatever it is, Hanukkah, whatever it is, it's going to be at.
Okay, first, pronunciation. Hanukkah? In American English, we pronounce it Hanukkah. Hanukkah. The second vowel is a short sound. Like cup and up. Hanukkah. Not Hanukkah, but Hanukkah. And she said Christmas Eid? I don't know what Eid is. I don't know if it's a holiday I'm not aware of. Or maybe she means to say Eve. Christmas Eve. I'm not sure. But let's talk about the prepositions. When you talk about holidays, always use at. This is not true. Sometimes at. It's possible to use at when talking about holidays, but the more common preposition is on. When you talk about holidays, it's better to use on because it's a day. Example, I would never say, what are you doing at Halloween? No one would ever say this. It's on Halloween because it's a day. So you might hear at talking about at Christmas or at Easter. You might hear it, but it's better to say on. On Easter. What are you doing on Easter? What are you doing on Christmas? Because it's a day. Well, maybe you're talking about the whole time. Well, that's fine. Then say, at Christmas time. This sounds better. We do a lot of activities at Christmas time. You're talking about the whole season. But if you just say a holiday, say on. It's the most common way to say it. On Easter, on Thanksgiving, on the 4th of July. This is the most common preposition to talk about holidays. This is also not correct.
That I probably am sick.
I cannot say I probably am sick. The position of probably is important. We have to put it in the correct position. And it goes after the verb to be. I am probably, he is probably, and you are probably. We cannot put it before. We have to put it after. So it's correct to say I am probably sick. Or if you use the contraction I'm probably sick. I'm not sure. Example, he's probably sick. I cannot say he probably is sick. I say he's probably sick. Let's practice. What do you think? Is he sick? That's right. He's probably sick. This is also not correct.
Body language is very important.
We don't pronounce it buddy language. It's not buddy language. Buddy. Buddy is this word. He's my buddy. He's my friend. But this is body. Use the open sound ah like hot and stop. Ba. Body language. Gestures. That's body language. Not buddy language. Example, he's using body language. He's using gestures. Let's practice. Is he using body language? That's right, he's using body language. This is also not correct.
Next one, guys. I graduated.
I cannot pronounce the word graduated. We need to change two sounds. First, not gra, but gra. Use the a sound like black cat, gra. And the d changes to a j sound, like juice and jump. So we say graduated. We see that a lot with du in the middle of a word, changing to j. For example, schedule, right? We don't say schedule, we say schedule. So the same thing here, graduated. Graduated. He graduated from high school. Let's practice. Did he graduate from high school? That's right, he graduated from high school. This is also not correct.
I'm curious about your countries. Which languages do you speak?
I cannot pronounce the word curious, curious. We need a different sound. We need the sound y. Curious, curious. So we have the k sound plus the y sound, like yellow and yesterday. K. Link the sounds. Cure, curie, curious. And the last syllable is the relaxed sound. Us. Together. Curious. This is a cartoon monkey, and he's very curious. And that's his name. This is Curious George. And Curious George is very curious. He's a curious monkey. Let's practice. Who is this? Is this Curious George? That's right. This is Curious George. And is he very curious? That's right. He's very curious. Is he a curious monkey? That's right. He's a curious monkey. This is also not correct.
Oh, welcome. You subscribed. Cool.
We don't pronounce the word cool. The word is cool. We have the oo sound, like moon and soon, plus the dark L. Cool. It's almost a vowel, but it's not a vowel. We don't say cool. It's cool. Like pool and tool. Keep watching to practice more with the dark L, like in cool, pool, and tool. And compare it with the light L. Today we're going to practice with different pronunciations of words like these following their spelling patterns and pronunciation patterns. And we're going to pay attention to the difference between the dark L and the light L and practice with both. Let's get started. First we see this word, cruel. We see the U-E-L at the end. We do not pronounce it cruel. We're not pronouncing the E. We're pronouncing the U-E together as the sound oo. Crew. Linking it to a dark L. Cruel. It sounds like pool and cool. You have the long oo sound followed by the dark L. Pool, cool. And this word is cruel. It's the opposite of kind. It means to be very mean to somebody. You are cruel to somebody. Don't be cruel to other people. Be kind. So the dark L is the same position as a light L. You put the tongue up, touching the roof of your mouth, not your teeth, behind your teeth. And what's different is your tongue is not straight. It goes a little high in the back. Oh. And the bottom of the tongue expands. It gets bigger to make the dark L. So, cruel. Oh. That's the dark L. Cruel. And it's not cruel. There's kind of an extra sound, and where it comes from is when you say ooh, your mouth is in a more closed position. Crew. And when you make the dark L, the mouth opens a little bit. Oh. So when you link those sounds, when the mouth opens a little bit, you get a little bit of an extra sound. But it's not it's not an extra vowel. It's one vowel. Cruel. Oh. Your mouth opens and you make an extra little sound. Cruel. Like pool and cool. Example, this boy is not kind to animals. He's cruel to animals. Use the preposition to, pronounced to. Cruel to animals. This boy is cruel to animals. Let's practice. Is this boy cruel to animals? That's right. He's cruel to animals. He's not a nice boy. Now let's look at this word with a similar spelling pattern and a similar pronunciation. Gruel. Again, we see the U-E-L making the long oo sound followed by a dark L, just like in the words pool and cool. Gruel. Gruel is a kind of food. It can be made like oatmeal, but it's not so thick. It's usually thinner. And in America, it's known for being bad. It's not a good food. So if you want to complain about some food that you don't like, it's very soupy and thin, you can say, this stuff tastes like gruel. I'm not eating this. Example, I don't want gruel for breakfast. I want something better. I want a better breakfast. What about you? Do you want gruel for breakfast, or do you want something better? Very good. Now let's compare these two words. Gruel is a kind of food. It ends with a dark L because the L is after a vowel. It's at the end of the word after a vowel. That's when you use a dark L. Gruel. But if I put ing after it, now I have an L between vowels. If you have an L or a double L between vowels, that's a light L. So it's a little different. Grueling. Grueling. What's different? Well, the light L, you don't expand the bottom of the tongue. You don't raise the back of the tongue. You just make it straight. The tip of the tongue is in the same position. It's touching the roof of your mouth right behind your teeth, but not touching your teeth. Grueling. Grueling. Use the long oo, and when it links to the light L, it sounds a little different. Listen. Gruel and grueling. It's not so dark. Grueling. Now, grueling is completely different from gruel. Grueling is an adjective. It's to describe something that's very, very difficult. It's not just hard. It's so difficult that it's like torture. It's similar to something that's like punishing you. Very difficult. Example, running a marathon is grueling. It's very, very difficult. It's like torture. It's punishing. What do you think? Is running a marathon grueling? That's right. Running a marathon is grueling. Also notice with the UEL, we don't say UL. It's not grueling, it's grueling. Use the long U plus the light L. Grueling. It's grueling. It's horrible. Now let's take a closer look at the difference between the light L and the dark L. We see with these two words, listen and allow, we use the light L. How do you know? Well, when you have an L at the start of a word before a vowel, that's a light L. Listen. Listen. The tongue is touching the roof of your mouth, right behind the teeth. Listen. And the tongue is flat and straight. It's not raised in the back. It's not expanded at the bottom. It's just straight. Listen. And with the word allow, you see, the L, here the double L, is between vowels. When you have an L or a double L between vowels, that's a light L also. Allow, allow. Now let's look at these two words, call and milk. These are both dark L's because you have the L at the end of the word after a vowel. After a vowel, we use a dark L. Call. After a vowel at the end of the word, we use the dark L. Call. Or if the L is after a vowel but before a consonant. It's not between vowels. It's between a vowel and a consonant. The L is after a vowel but before a consonant. This is also a dark L. Milk. It's not milk, it's milk. The tongue gets fatter at the bottom, it expands, and it goes up a little bit in the back. Milk. The L in milk is also a dark L. Now let's look at other words ending in UEL and see the different pronunciations we have. The first word is dual. Dual. We see UEL making the same sound as before, like pool and cool. Dual. And it ends with a dark L, because the L is after a vowel at the end of a word. Duel. This is a duel. They're fighting a duel. And you can also use duel as a verb and add ing. They're dueling. Now what changed? Now the L in dueling is between vowels, so we have to change that L to a light L. So it's not dueling, it's dueling. Dueling. They're dueling. Somebody's going to die. It's not a good idea. They shouldn't duel. So see the difference? Duel with a dark L and dueling with a light L, because the L is between vowels in the word dueling. And it's not dueling. Don't pronounce that E. It's one sound, oo, plus a dark L. Duel and dueling. Let's practice. What are they doing? Are they dueling? That's right, they're dueling. Not a good idea. They should solve their conflict some other way. Now let's look at this word, fuel. We see the same spelling pattern, UEL at the end, but this one's a little different. We're going to use the E sound. Fuel. Not fool, but fuel. We have the same long oo sound after the y, so it's you, plus the dark L. Fuel. Fuel. Not fuel. Remember, when you link the oo plus the dark L, the mouth opens a little bit, but it's not a real syllable. It's like this. Fuel. Fuel. This is fuel. And fuel can be a verb too. I can say they're fueling the jet. They're putting fuel in the jet. So I can say they're fueling the jet. Now we see the word fueling with the L between vowels. So it's a light L now. It's a little different. Fueling. Not fueling, but fueling. The light L is straighter. Fueling. They're fueling the jet. We can't leave yet because they're still fueling the jet. Let's practice. Can we leave, or are they still fueling the jet? That's right, we can't leave yet. They're still fueling the jet. So let's review all the words we've learned that end with UEL. The first one was cruel, then gruel, also duel and fuel. We see with the first three, they're pronounced pretty much the same. Cruel, gruel, and duel. They all have the oo sound plus a dark L, ool, like pool and cool. But remember, with fuel, we have the same spelling pattern, but the pronunciation is a little different. We put that y sound in there. Fia, fuel. So all four words, cruel, gruel, duel, and fuel. Now let's look at a different spelling pattern with the same pronunciation. This word, jewel. It's pronounced the same as cool and pool. You have the long oo sound plus the dark L. There's no extra vowel. It's not jewel, it's jewel. Like pool and cool. Make the long oo sound plus the dark L. Ooh. The mouth opens a little bit. It makes a little extra sound. Jewel. Jewel. This is a jewel. A ruby, for example. A ruby is a jewel. And if I make something with this jewel, I call it jewelry. So the first sound, jewel, plus re. Together, jewelry. And what about the L? Does it change? No, it doesn't change. It's still a dark L because you have the L before a consonant. The L is not between vowels. When the L is between vowels, that's a light L. But this is still a dark L. Just like jewel, the L stays the same in jewelry. Let's practice. What is a ruby? That's right, a ruby is a jewel. And what about this? Is this expensive jewelry? That's right, this is expensive jewelry. That was difficult. Let's do something a little easier. Let's look at these words. These words are all the same. Cool, pool, tool, and fool. You see the same spelling, double O plus L, and the same pronunciation. It's the long oo sound plus the dark L. Cool, pool, tool, and fool. Now let's change one word. Let's change cool to cooling. Now the L in cooling, is it a dark L or a light L? That's right, it's a light L because it's between vowels. So let's hear the difference. Cool has a dark L at the end, but cooling has a light L. Do you hear the difference? Cool, cooling, cooling. Not cooling, but cooling. The tongue is straighter. The tongue is straighter and thinner. It's not expanded at the bottom. It's not coming up at the bottom. It's just straight. Example, this is a cooling system, and it's a very complex cooling system. I don't understand how it works. It's really complex. It's a complex cooling system. Let's practice. Is this a complex cooling system? That's right. This is a complex cooling system. Now we see another spelling pattern, U-L-E. The first word is rule, but the second word is not mule, it's mule. So it's a little different. Let's talk about mule. What is a mule? A mule is an animal. It's a mix of a horse and a donkey. The horse and the donkey get married and they have a baby, and that baby is a mule. It looks a little like a horse and a little like a donkey. That's a mule. And it doesn't matter if it's a boy mule or a girl mule. We call them both mules. And here's a fun fact. If you get two mules together, they cannot have babies. They cannot have children. It's impossible. Only a horse and a donkey can make a mule. And they're hard workers, but they're kind of stupid. They're kind of slow. But mules work hard. They're more popular in the southern states in the United States. The southern part of the United States has a lot of mules. Let's practice. Do mules work hard? That's right. Mules work hard. So remember, mule has the y sound. Mule. Finish with a dark L because the L is at the end of the word after a vowel. Mule. Now let's talk about rule. With rule, we don't say rule. There's no y. It's just ru, dark L, ul, rule. Example, you need to follow the rules. But what if I change the word rule to ruler? Now the L is different. Is it a dark L or a light L? That's right, it's a light L because it's between vowels. So it's not ruler, it's ruler. Ruler. Use a light L. It's straighter. Ruler. Ruler. And what is a ruler? A ruler is a measuring device like this. In America, it's 12 inches or 1 foot. You also have centimeters on an American ruler, but the length is always 1 foot. If you go to other countries, you might find a ruler that's 20 centimeters. It's a little shorter, but it's still a ruler. I used to use rulers in school. When I was in school, I used a ruler. What about you? Did you use a ruler when you were in school? Very good. So we see the L's are different there. When you said school, you used a dark L because the L is at the end of the word after a vowel. School. And when you said ruler, you used a light L because the L is between vowels. Very good. Also remember, a ruler is always a stick. If it's longer, a longer stick. For example, this is a yardstick. It's 3 feet in the United States, 36 inches. And if it's not a stick, then it's called a tape measure or a measuring tape, not a ruler. But there's another kind of ruler. Also, a king can be a ruler, an emperor, a czar. They can all be rulers. For example, Napoleon. Napoleon was the ruler of France a long time ago. Let's practice. Was Napoleon the ruler of France? That's right, Napoleon was the ruler of France a long time ago. Now let's look at words ending in ule that have multiple syllables. They're not one-syllable words like rule and mule. They have multiple syllables. First, let's talk about this word because it has 2 different pronunciations. Some people stress the first syllable only, and some people stress both syllables. If you stress both syllables, you say schedule, schedule. And you say schedule, 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 schedule. Let's hear some examples.
To stay on schedule for the test, you're going to have to be finished in 8 days. Okay?
Okay.
The Death Star will be completed on schedule.
Everyone in favor of changing the schedule, please raise your hand.
But, what if your schedule changes?
And some people pronounce it differently. They say schedule, schedule. And they put the stress only on the first syllable. Schedule. Let's hear some examples.
You know, I'm sure having a schedule where it's not hectic.
So it's the shooting schedule for the day that Celia died.
What about next week? What's your schedule like?
Okay, then let's talk about coming up with a schedule for visitation rights.
Call my secretary, have her schedule a lunch.
Finish the work schedule for next week.
I type up the schedule for the trucking fleet.
So in both pronunciations, we end with a dark L because the L is after a vowel at the end of the word. Schedule, schedule. One is longer, schedule, and it has an extra sound. It's not like pool and cool, it's schedule, o. There's an extra vowel there. Or you can make it short and say schedule, schedule. Also, we notice the DU making the J sound, like in juice and jump. J, schedule or schedule. Example, I have a flexible work schedule. What about you? Do you have a flexible work schedule? Very good. Now let's change the word with ing. Scheduling. Scheduling. He has some scheduling conflicts. Pronunciation. When I say schedule, I have a dark L. But when I say scheduling, is it dark or light? That's right, it's light because the L is between vowels. Scheduling. So you can say scheduling with the stress on the first syllable, scheduling, or you can say scheduling and make it longer on the second syllable. Scheduling. But in both words, the L is a light L because it's between vowels. Let's practice. Does he have any scheduling conflicts? That's right, he has some scheduling conflicts. He needs to fix his schedule. And we have this word, module. With module, the stress is on the first syllable. So the second syllable is short. Module. And we see the D makes the J sound, like juice and jump. Module. DU in the middle of the word usually makes the J sound. So a module can be a lesson in a teaching or training system. Example, she's working on module 2. She's still working on module 2. And we see with the word we use the dark L because it's after a vowel at the end of the word. Module. She's still working on module 2. Let's practice. Is she still working on module 2? That's right, she's still working on module 2. She's not finished yet. And this is also a module. This is a lunar module. They landed on the moon in the lunar module. This thing is called a lunar module. Let's practice. What do you call this? What is it called? That's right, it's called a lunar module. And this word is capsule. Again, the stress is on the first syllable, so the second syllable is short. It's not capsule, it's capsule, with a dark L at the end. Capsule. So we see the medicine is available in tablets and capsules. The tablet is the round one, and the capsule is the one that looks like a cylinder. 1 tablet or 2 capsules. The medicine is available in both tablets and capsules. Let's practice. Is the medicine available in tablets and capsules? That's right, the medicine is available in both tablets and capsules. So you have a choice. Now let's look at this word. This word is ridicule. We see the stress on the first syllable and the third syllable, so we pronounce it long. It's not ridicule or ridicule, it's ridicule. Make the long oo sound plus the dark L at the end of the word. Ridicule. Ridicule is a verb. It means to make fun of someone or to make someone look ridiculous. It's not nice to ridicule people. And if I change the verb with ing, ridiculing, is the L a dark L or a light L? That's right, it's a light L because it's between vowels. It's different. Ridiculing, ridiculing. You still have the long oo sound. Ridicule. Remember with the e sound. Ridicule. Ridiculing. The boy is ridiculing the girl. It's not nice to ridicule people. Let's practice. Is it nice to ridicule people? That's right. It's not nice to ridicule people. And is the boy ridiculing the girl? That's right. The boy is ridiculing the girl. Now let's look at this word. Ridiculous. The stress moved to the second syllable. Ridiculous. So the last 2 syllables are short. It's not you, it's ridiculous. You still have the y sound. Y. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So the last 2 syllables are short. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. The boy is trying to make the girl look ridiculous. He's ridiculing her, so he's trying to make her look ridiculous. Let's practice. Is he trying to make her look ridiculous? That's right, he's trying to make her look ridiculous. It's not nice. So remember, we have a lot of different spelling patterns to make the sound ool, and sometimes yule. And we also learned how to identify the dark L from the light L, and how to pronounce it correctly. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.